I will begin screen sharing.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Hello, and thank you for attending our presentation this afternoon. My name is Justin Hill, and I'm the head of Access Services at Temple University's Library, Charles Library. With me today are my colleagues, John Oram, who is the supervisor of our Stacks and Community Computing program, and Emily Schiller, the supervisor of our one-stop assistance desk and circulation services manager. Urban librarianship happens in many settings, including academic libraries like Temple University. Temple Libraries is a model for community-engaged service delivery, and its community programming has a footprint of dozens of zip codes from which our non-affiliated patrons come for personalized assistance 7 days a week. This matters in a city where the public libraries are closed on nights and weekends. We are an academic library that assists with job searching, resume creation, applying for aid, housing, self-publishing, and much more. The general public can access free Wi-Fi, printing, computer use, scanning, digital resources, basic technology assistance, and borrowing privileges for access to the print collection. Today, we'd like to talk about the services available to the public at Temple University's Charles Library. Being a good member of our local community is important to us at Temple, and these publicly available services are part of the efforts made to complete that goal. This is particularly relevant in a city with a 23.1% poverty rate, which is double the national average. Because of those things, there's the definite problem with digital inequity in Philadelphia. This affects people's access valuable resources that are available online, and we strive to provide access to folks who do not have access to computers or the internet in their homes. Now I'd like to turn this over to my colleague, John Oram, to speak more about the services we provide in an effort to bridge this digital inequity within our community.
Good afternoon, everyone. What I would just like to share is the specifics of what we offer. We have 2 tiers of service. One is access to our computer lab of 12 stations. The second is open to Pennsylvania residents that offers a little bit more. Anyone who's registered for the program, we are open to the public. Anyone and everyone who is 18 and over can register for the program. Minors must be accompanied by guardians. Public can enter our building from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. The building is open later. Persons are welcome to stay, but we tend to scale back a little bit after that. We offer our computer users 2 hours a day, access 120 minutes. It does not need to be consecutive 2 hours. We have staff, student workers on site 7 days a week when the lab is open. Our lab is not open at the same time that the building is, but there is always somebody available to assist. The students are multilingual. They're trained to assist mostly with career-related services. We offer access to all our online resources and databases on site. During COVID, we found ourselves particularly assisting people accessing Westlaw in regards to renter responsibilities, duties, and laws. We offer free Wi-Fi and free scanning to any and all participants. Additionally, we offer up to 50 pages of free printing per month. We issue a prepaid print card that refreshes at the end of every month. So the card is issued to someone like a library card. Our Pennsylvania residents can borrow up to 10 books at a time for a 30-day loan period, renewable. Just of note, our session for computer use is 4 times longer than the Free Library of Philadelphia. Our printing we offer is no charge to the user. At this time, Philadelphia Free Library is charging 25 cents a page. Over to you, Em.
So how to get a card. So we have all these services and you're wondering, how do you get started? The first step is that you would come to our main help desk on the first floor. the one-stop assistance desk. When you arrive at that desk, if you want to sign up for a card, you must present a current valid government-issued photo ID. So what we'll take includes a state ID, a driver's license, a Philadelphia city ID, a passport, and a visa. We'll take these as long as it has a photo and a date of birth and an expiration date. It needs that date of birth because in order to sign up, you have to be 18 and up. So basically, somebody would just provide their ID, and then they'll fill out a guest application. It's just one page. They have to put down their email, and our community members can decide how much printing they would need a month. Now, our maximum, as John mentioned, is 50 sheets a month. That is free. That does not roll over month to month, and it refreshes the first of every month. So if somebody gets 50 sheets of paper for free a month and they print double-sided, that's 100 pages free to our community. So when somebody first signs up, they fill out this paper. They get a sample 2 hours on the computer, so they can kind of understand or get their feet wet on, what they just signed up for. Now, processing time, after they fill out that application, they get their single sign-on. It takes about 1 to 2 weeks, and then they get an email when their card's ready. When they get that email, they come to our help desk on the first floor where they signed up, they pick up their card, and then they're good to go.
Okay, well, who we help and what we do in a little more detail. We currently have 2 user populations. The guest members, we have about 700 active members in the program. We service 120 different zip codes. About half of our members are from Philadelphia zip codes local to Temple. Additionally, we also offer services to Temple alumni. We're the only lab available to alumni on campus. We find that there's a lot of overlap between our active alumni users and our active guest users. Typically, we support adult needs. That's seniors who are learning how to use a computer, English language learners. We find a fair use from that population. Parents who are looking for jobs, recent graduates from high school who are looking for jobs, persons reentry, doing prison reentry. We've had many persons complete their GED in the lab. Again, especially during COVID, we found ourselves the only library open in the city for much of COVID. As such, we were assisting people with a lot of just basic life concerns. Affordable housing, as I mentioned, renters law was quite popular. And just persons who were interested in coming in to use a computer. We have people that just want to relax, enjoy a nice view, and they'll come in and turn the world off for a couple hours. Back to you, Em.
So our impact and our experience. So just some different, points of what we've tried to do. We have helped some of our community members self-publish their books. There is a Temple News article about this with Temple Library's help. He self-published a book that is about one of our community members who came to our lab every day, and we helped him with the book he was formatting, and we finalized it, and he got it published. So our community members, they'll also use our resources, all of our resources, whether they're online or our physical items, for their own research, for stuff that they are working on as well, their own publications. Something just important to note about our experiences, we are working with a twofold challenge. We are serving the public and our academic community simultaneously. To prepare us for this, our staff have taken different professional development courses that we hope enhance our interpersonal skills with our patrons. The topics that we have had courses on may include mental health and trauma awareness, As you know, John did mention, you know, the Free Library of Philadelphia and our services compared to theirs and during the pandemic, but it must be noted that Charles Library does exist in a mapping gap between the public library branches for the Free Library of Philadelphia. So because we operate in that mapping gap, we must welcome our community. We are trying to promote literacy, digital literacy, in an area that may experience high poverty rates.
A new opportunity for us is the Temple University's Digital Equity Center has recently launched a program where they're looking to get 500 to 600 PCs into households in the surrounding 8 zip codes. In addition to getting those PCs into the households, Temple is establishing a support team, a support network for participants in this program. So it's not just issuing a PC to someone, we're here to provide tech support. Well, the university's looking to provide tech support to any participants. Where the library has moved into something new is instruction regarding just hardware and software, the PCs. The library has begun teaching courses for the Digital Equity Center for digital literacy. We're using North Star digital literacy programming in this regard, but it's a new opportunity for us. The program is established by cohorts, and they run the gamut from guardians of school-age children to recent retirees. Other community programs are supporting cohorts. It's a real opportunity for us, and it's a real privilege as far as we're concerned that we're able to help people get comfortable with bridging that digital literacy gap. Back to you, Em.
So just an additional note, we did talk about our public access computer lab. We are open to the public and alumni. When somebody is in our building on site, our community members have access to all of our online resources. But something else of important note is we do have assistive technology on site in Charles Library. So we have JAWS, Job Access with Speech and Fusion, on all the public desktop computers. It's a screen reading software. We have the Ubi Duo 2. This is at our main help desk on the first floor, the one-stop assistance desk. What this is it's a communication device. It's a two-person device. It has 2 keyboards, 2 screens, and people can type messages back and forth, letter for letter in real time. This is helpful for those who, may have trouble speaking or hearing. We also have something called the Optilec Clearview Speech Reader. This is located in Charles. This is a sight amplifying device. Basically, the way it works is that it's a tray, and you place a document or a book face up on this tray, and there is a lens, and this lens will capture the text onto a screen, and you can increase the size of text and contrast, and it will even read aloud to you. And it's very good for those who may, have difficulty reading or maybe low vision.
So that's us. Here's how to get in touch with us. You've met Justin, myself, and Emily. Justin, can I throw it back to you at this point?
You can. Thank you, John and Emily. So we truly appreciate you taking the time this afternoon to attend our brief session about the public services that we offer at Temple University. We are incredibly proud of the programming and the cross-departmental collaboration that has enabled us to offer a premier suite of services to our neighbors in Philadelphia. And I'd like to now open this for any questions that anyone in the audience may have. So Stephen has asked, what do you recommend other academic libraries that want to provide these types of community services? Emily and John, would you like to start?
I would just want to ask the audience, you know, what do you think we could offer that we're not? I'm really hoping to draw on your experiences from public libraries. You know, it's working with the public is relatively new to me. Question is, do you ever partner with the public library? We're hoping to. At this point, we had planned to prior to COVID, and that threw a wrench into it. From a public library's perspective, what would you be looking for from us?
If I could go back to Stephen's question briefly about recommendations for other academic libraries, I think to actually set out with being deliberate in your thought process and covering all bases and actually reaching out to other institutions that perhaps already have an active program, because I think that, you know, that's one thing that I've always been impressed with libraries and librarians in general is that we collaborate well. There's a lot of crowdsourcing of information going on, and we would always appreciate and value anyone who would want to contact us with any advice. We'd be happy to share. But I think getting to the question is, it's just incredibly important to be thorough and deliberate when you're setting out the policies, and you have to have firm security protocols as well as behavioral and perhaps consider things like code of conduct and other things that keep patrons and staff safe. Richmond Kinney, it sounds like your administration is fully on board, but do you ever get pushback for directing time and money towards non-affiliates? I would say that our administration is 100% on board, and never once have I received any pushback for directing staff time and money towards non-affiliates. And in fact, quite the opposite. We approach this with gusto, and we take it very seriously. We want to be a good member to our community. We do not want to be the academic island in the middle of Philadelphia. We want to be an integrated part, and the administration clearly sees the value in that and supports us 100% without fail. Are there any more questions? Give it a couple seconds here, and if not, we will conclude for the afternoon. All right, I don't see any more questions. Again, on behalf of Temple Libraries, John, Emily, and I, we sincerely appreciate your attendance. And please don't hesitate to contact us if you're ever in need or have any guidance needed. We appreciate your time, and you all have a great afternoon.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.